Okay guys, so today's video is kind of more of more on a topic that not a lot of you guys would like to hear. I think where, especially in a society where the world is over sexualized, it's just hyper sexualized actually, and I just want to talk about porn and sex. Just, the uncomfortable topics, but I guess they have to be said. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. And it's gonna be a longer video, but yeah, here it is. I'm gonna talk about what's against the normal. Like, a lot of people will, tell you that being addicted to porn, masturbating, or even having sex is a very normal thing to do in today's society. And I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to say it's the complete opposite. I think it does a lot of harm to you that we don't actually realize until later into life. So, shout out to my Pastor David. We had this talk recently, and I was telling him that I was struggling with my porn addiction, and like, it's embarrassing to say the least, honestly, because like, can you think about it? Like, if I were to get a girlfriend and like I told her like I watch porn, like, what do you think her reaction would be? It'd obviously be something like, why would you do that? That's like cheating, almost, right? I mean, it's cheating. I wouldn't say almost, it's cheating. And it's just, in today's world, it's super normalized because you're like, oh, okay, everyone watches it, everyone does things, so like, why can't I, right? But, just a really hard topic for me to talk about was, I feel like I can compare like this addiction to alcohol, to drugs. They're quite similar in a sense, except the fact that maybe porn is just it's within our hands reach, so that's why it's like very addicting, and it's a bit different from alcohol and hard drugs. But we're always told we're downplaying the effects of it. Like, it's for your self-pleasure, whatever. Like, it's to remove stress. But you're losing yourself every time you masturbate, and I definitely think it's not worth it, in my opinion. Like, a lot of men these days, all they care about is themselves because they watch so much porn, and when they masturbate, it's all about your feelings, how you feel at the moment. Like, oh, I want to feel good, right? And then when it comes to them actually having sex, they can't perform because they're like, I want to feel this way. I need to feel this way to be turned on. And perhaps your partner or your spouse doesn't have that, and all of a sudden you guys are incompatible. Like, that doesn't... You're kind of destroying each other's bond because you normalize something that isn't supposed to be normal. To me, why I feel like watching these videos does really bad, it does a lot for you, like does a lot of bad things for you, is because if you think about it, sex ultimately is like, okay, I know you might not agree with me, but I want to say sex is to have kids. If you don't want to have kids, don't have sex. That's my opinion. And it's just that in today's society, we change that. We change that so much. We change it so sex is pleasure. Sex is supposed to feel good for both people. I mean, sure, that can both be true at the same time, but the motive shouldn't be to feel good, that's why you have sex. No, I disagree with that heavily. I think that, if you're gonna have sex, it should be to have kids. And it should be with the person that you truly love. It shouldn't be with someone you just met at the bar, or some person you barely know. Oh, whoops. Just almost crashed there. Yeah, so a big reason on why I wanted to have sex like in my life was because I'm a very family oriented guy. Like I grew up being taught no sex before marriage without religion. Like my parents are just like no sex before marriage because they knew that you know, they felt it was unloyal to the partner if you had sex before marriage, and I completely agree. You can't just, you know, have sex with as many people as you want before marriage and tell me that like you can truly not compare your partner to your past sexual partners. Yeah, impossible, you know, like you're always gonna compare them. So I feel like, why would you even want to compare, like, you know, that's kind of weird to think about, you having sex with someone else while you're married or while you're in a relationship, or even if you're not, you're just having sex but you're comparing to other people. That's just weird. I feel like you should be fully attached to one person if you are doing these things. So just what I was trying to get at is why I want to have sex so early was because I want to know what the feeling's like. I want to know that it felt good or whatever. But ultimately, not worth it. Totally not worth it, by the way. I was a virgin up till 19 and I'm 20 now, but I definitely regret it. Like, I thought it was a shortcut to having the same feeling. Like, I don't know about women, but as a man, I want that feeling where I feel like I can create a family, and family is like very important to me. So, you know, sex was a very easy way to get as close as possible to that feeling, where you can create a family, start life, and stuff like that. But obviously, like, I don't mean like when I had sex, I was thinking about putting a baby in that person. No, that's not what I meant. I'm just saying it's just like, it's a shortcut to me, and that's ultimately why I did it. And yeah, it's definitely not worth it. Okay. One more thing is, I think sex has changed a lot over the years. From being the highest form of intimacy, the biggest bond you can ever create with someone, to self-pleasure. Like, we have become very selfish as people, and as much as you want to disagree, it's true. All these people who had a lot of sex, watch a lot of porn, their mindset, it's really hard to change. It's always going to be, oh, when they do things, it's going to be for themselves. They're going to feel like, oh, I like this, I feel this way because I want to do this because it makes me feel good. You know, you're no longer living for a purpose, you're living for a feeling of feeling good. And you know, like, porn is just, it's not as insane as drugs or any of this, but you know, like, it's a start. That's how you start. You're fueling an addiction, and you're justifying it by saying, oh, it's not that big, it's just for feeling pleasure. Yeah, what if a drug addict told you the same thing? You'd be like, no, that's not good for you because, oh, drugs are bad for your health, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, what if I told you porn and masturbation is bad for your marriage in the future? Like, it's something you just can't see the effects of right away, so why are we downplaying it so much? You're just like, oh no, it's not that bad, it's just, no, you can still have sex with your partner in the future. No, dude, it's cooked. Like, you'll never value a person the same after watching porn. You sexualize the person for no apparent reason. Like, you can look at any girl, any guy, and you'd be like, wow, he's so hot, and the first thing you think about is sexual things. You're not even thinking about starting a relationship with them. Why is that so normalized? Like, what happened to dating to marry? Like, this is no longer dating to marry. You're not even trying to date. You're just trying to get with someone so you can feel good. Do you see how absurd that is to, like, an ordinary person? Like, like, I'm not gonna say I'm a perfect person because I fall to lust all the time, and truthfully, I want to get rid of that habit. I do. Like, it's hard. It's difficult because all my life I have been exposed to sexualizing women. From when I was younger, I was, watching nude women, and then to older, like, guys telling me, like, oh, you should have sex because what's called, you should treat women this way because they're all just looking for sex. Like, no, that's so wrong, dude. Maybe the woman you're talking to, they're over sexualizing themselves and stuff, but that's not what I'm looking for in a wife or a girlfriend. Like, that's absolutely not what I want. So it's very difficult to find who you want when you're looking at the wrong crowd. When your whole crowd is just telling you to do sexual stuff, it's hard to do right. So something I wanted to talk about is the Bible tells us to follow Jesus Christ, not our flesh. And it's talking about how it's super easy to follow your flesh. Like, anyone can follow their flesh. But to sit back and think, oh, maybe this isn't good for me. Maybe, I should change. Maybe I shouldn't do these things. Maybe I should wait till marriage for my wife. Because marriage is such a beautiful thing, right? And you want to honor it. So why are we not honoring it before? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll give you another example. Like, if you're a boss and you had an opportunity to hire two people, one who had a criminal record in the past and one who did not, who would you choose? Who would you most likely choose? Probably the person without a criminal record, right? Because you want to be safe. Or you just want a good person, And sure, I'm not saying the guy with the criminal record with a bad past can't be a good person. That's definitely not true. People can change all the time. But, it's just like very difficult to feel that way as a person picking. And to those who haven't lost their virginity or haven't had sex, I'm proud of you. Keep going. The world is full of lustful challenges that come at you, but I would challenge you to save it for your wife or your husband. And if not, that's not fine. But obviously you can repent from your sins after, and that is the one thing that I regret very deeply to this day. You can't just have sex with someone and not reap any consequences. Most importantly to me is just that I feel like the people who have sex a lot, who normalize this, they all live for themselves. They all live to feel good. They all live to feel a certain way. They all do things to just feel, But sometimes your feelings are wrong. Your feelings can lead you down a path full of error, and you're going to do that because you feel a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you an example of something that is led by feeling that's very wrong. Like, another sensitive topic is going to be abortion. You two people had sex with the idea, knowing that sex can produce children, and you don't want to do the consequences because you feel like you can't take care of the kid. Do you see what I mean? You can do very dangerous things due to your feelings. You justify murder. You can justify spending tons of money You can justify losing your self-worth because you want to feel good. Ultimately, I understand why people want to try it, but I just recommend you don't. Yeah, and thank you to this lady. She's very nice. There's a lot you can learn from this, and you can learn from me. I'm a prime example of having sex early doesn't teach you anything. It doesn't do you any benefit other than the fact that you just wasted yourself. But obviously, wasted yourself doesn't mean that you're done forever. You can obviously, change as a person. And I want to change as a person. And I have a goal for myself. I think you guys should make a goal for yourselves too. My goal is to quit my addiction. The same way I quit alcohol 1 year ago. I haven't touched alcohol since. People tempt me with alcohol. People be like, hey, let's go drink. Never done it. I don't cave in. So I want to have the exact same mentality towards porn, sex, masturbation. I don't want to do it because I feel good. But I want to save this innocence for my future partner. Just want to thank you guys once again. Love you guys. Hope you guys have, amazing year. And if you guys struggled, let me know, talk to me. I'm here to listen. I don't judge, because who am I to judge? I have done no better. Judging, I can't justify judging because I've done the exact same things. So feel free to talk to me. And if you don't want to, obviously that's fine as well. Glad you watched the video. Hopefully you can learn a couple things out of it. Love you guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.